to get a little yellow scarf and just have an agreement with people in their tribe. If it's an illegal move, you define what an illegal move is. I've done this with some groups in the office. When they're not in the argument, they realize they've agreed on certain legal moves as a team, and they throw the flag. Immediately adds levity to a situation. So anytime that you can add levity in the midst of fight, flight, freeze, or when I need to be right, liked, or understood, and I throw a flag, it shifts it instantly. So your greatest place of empowerment is curiosity and a shift. Now, if you look at the little gray line and it says discomfort, that's called the gray zone, right? That's the point of change. We also refer to that as the shift. That's a place of curiosity. What's going on here? What's this about? What conclusion am I making about this person, or assumption about this person that I'm making right now that's based on storytelling and creating a drama? And I'm a scriptwriter here. I'm the director of this drama, and I'm producing a performance that I'm starring in, and I'm pulling this person in. It is time in 2019. What if we get off that stage? What if you get off the stage and instead of just casting yourself smack dab in the middle of the drama, you give yourself permission to be able to say, let me think about this for a little bit. I'm caught off guard here. Give me a moment. Let me get back to you in 5. I can feel that my earth suit's flared right now, and I know what I'm going to say right now is not going to come out the best way that I want it to come out. It's not going to honor the person I want to be in this situation. Give me 5 minutes. What if we learned boundary setting in the midst of conflict and argument? We're such an immediate society. We want it to happen now. So we think when conflict comes in arguments, we got to have a solution right away. Well, people process information very differently. I've been doing this for over a decade, and there are so many different combinations of how people process life. How I process life is very different from how you process life. So to give yourself permission, take a deep breath and say, whoa, I was not expecting that. And bring in some humor to say, I need to take 5. I need to take 10. Because I'm telling you right now, and what comes out of me right now is not going to honor the person I want to be. And it's not going to respect our relationship. And so you ask questions for clarity. When you're mind reading, one-upping also happens. Stonewalling, defensive behavior, ugly talk. What's your muse? Those are the ones that are go-to behaviors. When you feel attacked and you're in the primal brain, which is below the line, if you look at your gray zone, everything below the line, refer to that as getting your lights punched out. Where do you go? So even when you're looking at this, what pops out to you? Just take a quick look below the line, the gray zone, and see what pops out. What sparkles for you? What's a go-to for you in different situations? Some people will gravitate toward fear. I'm afraid you're not going to like me. I'm afraid I have a program to be enough, and you have just punched holes in that program. So therefore, I am below the line in fear that you won't accept me. Just take a quick look and just have that in your mind. Now flip on the lights, go above the gray zone, and if you look on the side, there are little symbols. The reason why the symbols are there are just for people who are colorblind. They don't mean anything else other than to match below the line. Like there's a square for fear, which is red. And if you go above the line being the gray zone, you'll see trust. The opposite of trust. When I'm trusting, I'm out of fear. When I'm in fear, I'm not trusting. I'm not trusting in my ability to handle it, to come up with a solution, to know that I'm okay. So, any questions on below the line and above the line? How they match there? High notice clarity of focus leads to accuracy of response. Emotional intelligence. And this is such a buzz term. Who has not heard of emotional intelligence? EQ. Who has heard of emotional intelligence? Most of us in this room. It's so interesting to me, the combination of these two words. But in a nutshell, emotional intelligence is how aware am I of my emotions? How well do I handle my emotions, my animal planet moments? My ugly talk, defensive behavior, my stonewalling behavior. How well, what's my go-to? Do you guys even know? Do you know what your go-to is? What do? Do you stonewall? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to you. For a couple days. Believe me, I've worked with clients like, oh, I haven't talked to them for 2 weeks. And we live in the same house. And so we have our go-to behaviors. No judgment with this. These are survival techniques. One-upping. You ever been with people that one-up? I'm a total one-upper. And literally, God bumped me a couple years ago and said, how's that working for you? Be open to shifting. One-upping is someone just telling you, oh my gosh, I totally accomplished this amazing thing, or I landed this particular job or whatever it is. Oh, that's so cool. That happened to me 2 years ago. Watch what you do. Be very careful how you'll jump in other people's light. Feel confident enough to allow them to shine. I had a prayer a couple weeks ago that I said, God, grant me the ability to be more excited over someone else's success over my own. Because then I know I will be free. Because I won't be comparing. How well are you aware of your emotions? How well do you manage your emotions? Second phase of emotional intelligence. How aware am I of your emotions? And how well do I manage your emotions? That's usually the place that has the biggest invitation for adjustment and shift. So when you're in an argument situation, how well are you managing their emotions? And how aware are you of what's really going on? Listen, you guys, your greatest place of empowerment in conflict situations is effective questioning for more information. And that's pretty cool. I forgot I put that transition in. Peace. Peace does not mean to be in a place where there is no noise, trouble, or hard work. It means to be in the midst of those things and still be calm in your heart. One of my favorite quotes. Again, stresses the power you give to outside circumstances to find what you believe you're capable of handling successfully. An amazing thing happened when I was facing my death. The doctors told me they were trying to get me 5 years. So I was like 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. No, that's not working for me. That's not working for me. So instantly, I made an agreement with myself to not give power to the diagnosis to define what I was capable of handling successfully. I encourage you to do the same in conflict situations. Take a deep breath. Give yourself permission of the pause and allow your words to reflect the ask, the question. What specifically did you mean when you said that in that situation? Just to be honest with you, I took it this way, and I just want to make sure that we're on the same plane. We're in the same playing field, level ground. Practice being brave. I'm such a fan of the Hallmark Channel. I remember seeing a Hallmark movie where she meets Santa Claus, and Santa goes, what do you want? And she goes, I just want to be brave. And so the rest of the whole Hallmark story, everybody see that one? Yeah, good one, right? And then all of a sudden she's like, that's not the way that program's going to roll out. And this guy stole this from me, just being straight up. And she was just very gracious, but she stood her ground, and she stood her ground. So many good lessons, right? Have a little trigger phrase to help you when you're in a conflict situation. If you run and hide, if you flee, or if you freeze, whatever it is, when you feel your body getting involved, you know that your button has been pushed and you've been flung into the cave like Gollum, holding on to your little precious. Whatever it is, might need to be right, liked, understood. We get in that cave, just like Gollum. I'm referring to Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. Has anybody seen that? The little creature, Gollum. Well, his name actually, Tolkien was very intentional choosing the name Gollum. It actually means the unman, or the man who's lost himself in the fetish. And we lose ourselves in our positionality in arguments. I need to be right, or I need to win this argument to know I'm okay. Really? That's the one thing that dropped, that I unzipped that cloak of need to be right, liked, or understood. When I was facing my death, I was very clear with people. Do you want to do that, Lauren? No, I'm tired today, but have fun. Have a good time. You want to jump on this project? No, it doesn't align with my mission statement for the year, but thanks for thinking of me. So once we realize just that clarity focus leads to accuracy of response. Did you give me a heads up? Okay, you just waved to me.
Agreed.
So calm in your heart, the power that you give to outside circumstance. This is one of my favorite dialogue techniques. Is anyone familiar with Imago dialogue? Great, one person. Two people, perhaps? One person? It's very, very powerful. You can use it personally and professionally. There's a methodology to it, as with any good system in life that's been proven. Dr. Hendricks and his wife, Dr. Harville Hendricks, came up with a phenomenal, very simple, I compare it to football because it's the infrastructure of good rules. In Taekwondo, when I was in the ring for the Colorado State Championship, there was an illegal move against me. As I moved forward and we were too close to one another, my opponent did a backspin kick to my head and knocked me out. So I was out until the count of 4. And I remember when I was laying flat on the mat thinking to myself, I didn't practice 4 hours a day, 5 days a week to go down like this. And then I came back like a spider monkey and I wasn't playing by the rule book. It's important to have rules though, so that we can avoid the yellow flags. Imago, this is how it goes. And in fact, I'm trying to think, if you Google my name, Lauren E. Miller, and Imago dialogue, Lauren E. Miller, you'll see an article I wrote on it that has a video demonstration of what this looks like. Many people are visual learners. I happen to be one of them, so I try to provide videos with articles as much as possible so that you can actually see it in action. This is how it looks. It's a validation process that releases the tension. It has 3 steps to it. It has the mirroring, the validating, and the empathy. So it would look like this. Somebody comes in and they're starting to spread their stuff and leave some of their stuff on your desk. Just the way things are set up. It's kind of an open forum type atmosphere. And their stuff is starting to leak into your space, right? The person approaches you and says, hey, your stuff's in my stuff, and it doesn't feel very good. And it's really frustrating to me because I'm trying to keep my space clean. Now we can apply this at home as well, right? And so, if I'm in Imago, I will say, let me make sure I got this. So what you're saying is like into your stuff and it's frustrating to you because I'm not picking it up. Did I get that? So that's the mirroring. I'm mirroring it back. You can use that. It diffuses the high energy transfer in an argument. So let me make sure I got this. You're upset with me because of this. Did I get it? Other person says, yeah, that's right. Okay. So then you move to the second step, which is, the third step, which is the empathy. You've just gone through step 1. Is there more? That's part of the first step. Is there more to that? So instantly you've diffused them. No, it's just that my stuff's getting into your stuff. When you say, is there more? The questions for your empowerment to just remember and just see when you can bring them up to diffuse an argument is to say, did I get that? Is there more? Did I get that? You mirror. Did I get that? Is there more? Because instantly, validation does something to the brain. The frontal cortex, which is the executive part of your thinking, it flips them out of the cave, Animal Planet mode. As soon as someone realizes, oh my gosh, they're giving me space, they're not fighting, stonewalling, ugly behavior, defensive behavior, they're listening, they're validating me. Holy cow, this is not going to be the fight that I wanted. You're diffusing it just with validation. Validation diffuses the brain instantly. The person is flipped to the frontal cortex. They calm down. It's activated in the presence of validation. This is science. So use the science of effective questioning. Did I get that? Is there more? No. Then you move to a very powerful place. You guys, I encourage you, just go practice this. Just go out and next time you have a little conflict, just remember mirroring, validating, and then empathy. Wow, I can totally imagine how that would be frustrating. Because I see your desk, and it's like so much more cleaner than my desk. So I can imagine that the fact that I'm kind of trashing your desk by allowing my stuff to move over, that would be frustrating. Well, yeah. All right. I appreciate you letting me know this. I'm going to have high noticing around honoring this situation. Now, it goes in different ways, because I've seen it go in lots of different ways. I've coached couples where I see it on the couch and other things will come up, and you have the tendency to want to jump in and justify. You want to explain, well, wait a minute, that was just 2 days. I haven't done that ever before. What are you talking about? We instantly want to justify. We're blaming, complaining, or justifying. Literally, what if we just entered 2019? Let's make a little pact here. Let's enter 2019 and unzip the cloak of blaming, complaining, and justifying. Just if we could stand in the truth, ask for the space, ask the questions for clarity, and then stay in executive thinking to have the adult conversation. And basically what Dr. Hendricks says is your goal is to create safe space between. Safe space between. Because that's our basic need, is safe. Am I safe in this conversation? That's why we want to instantly validate. I only did that once last week. What are you judging me for? So that's a fun one to just kind of explore. This is just, there's a whole guide that I use for training. This is just for you individually.